Shields up, Iron Breakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another video. Welcome back to Monster Hunter World. Today we're going to be talking about Arch Tempered Xeno'Jiiva. I'll be sharing with you guys my best build for tackling him up until this point. The very first time that I killed him last night was actually with a charged blade, so this is not the only way to do it. I mean, if you're good with your weapon of choice, you'll be able to kill him. I'll give you guys a couple of tips as to what you can do to mitigate some of the things that are happening in this particular fight, because it is pretty challenging. And whereas the original Xeno'Jiiva is considerably easier when there are more people present because there's just a lot more damage being pumped out, I felt that this particular iteration is going to be considerably easier solo. And I know that you guys are going to say, yeah, because randoms keep carting and all of this other... No. The reason it's going to be easier to solo this one as opposed to playing him in a group is because his moveset is much more predictable if you and your Palico are the only threats in the scenario. Because if there are more people around, he's going to be turning all over the place, he's going to be moving all over the place, and it's going to make it particularly hard for you to stay on target. And this is a fight that you most definitely want to stay on target because he just has so many goddamn hit points, dude. It is insane. His health pool is way too big. And that, again, is why I am taking the Insect Glaive, because Insect Glaive gave me pretty much the most safe time on target of any weapon that I usually tend to use on monsters has given me. So let's get started by taking a look at the weapon that we're going to be using on this build. And if you guys look at the armor that I have equipped and all that, you'll recognize that it is the Rurikhan set. And basically, pretty much everything that you have on this set is going to be from Behemoth. So you can farm stuff from the Behemoth because he's a permanent addition to the game. You can just go ahead and farm him if you haven't already. So there's no real excuse to not have any of these parts. They're going to be available to you. It is just a matter of you farming them. But anyways, the weapon is the Rurikhan Build. It has a decent amount of attack, but more importantly, it has a lot of dragon element. That is what we really want. And the Insect bonus is also element boost, although I gotta be honest, I did not really take advantage of the Insect element, but don't focus too much on the Insect. The Insect isn't really gonna do a whole lot in this fight, but we'll get to that. So this weapon comes with 20% affinity. It's got a lot of dragon damage, and it also looks pretty damn cool. But we're gonna put a health regen augment on there. And basically, this is our bad boy. It does not have white sharpness. I don't think you can actually get it to white sharpness. But even with blue sharpness, I was able to dish out a significant amount of damage. Now, when it comes to decorations on Rurikhan Build, we're going to be putting in a Physique Jewel level 2. And before you guys spaz out and like, oh my god, Physique Jewels, Rurikhan, are you insane? That's crazy. Look at all those Physique Jewels. There's 4 of them on your friggin' set, dude. There's an easier way to do this, and I will tell you how it is. And it's very simple. You guys see that Wormsbane charm that I have right there? You know what that does? The Wormsbane charm increases your dragon damage by 3 points. So basically, instead of having the 3 Physique Jewels, you can replace those with dragon attack jewels, and then you can put a Constitution charm, which is considerably easier to get, and Bob's your uncle. You're going to get exactly the same build that I have here, minus 1 Physique Jewel, which is not going to be that significant, and you can put whatever else you want in there, okay? But anyways, continuing with my build, Rurikhan Armit Alpha. We're going to be using the full Rurikhan set because we want the set bonus. I'll talk about the set bonus at the end, and also because these parts give you a lot of offensive options, and also all of the parts in the Rurikhan set have maximum dragon damage resistance, which is very, very important for this particular fight. So in my case, we got a Physique Jewel and a Fortitude Jewel. I'm going to be talking more about that Fortitude Jewel, but just remember, if you don't want the Physique Jewel, just put Dragon Jewel in there. Bob's your uncle, okay? But anyways, the Fortitude Jewel. Why is that? That is because this fight is a considerable investment of your time, okay? Now, usually, I don't tend to use Fortitude Jewel on my builds because I like to do a build that it's just like, nah, this build will get the job done before you actually die. But this fight is just such a time investment, and there's so many mechanics that can simply one-shot you out of nowhere, completely unavoidable, nothing that you can do, that basically having the Fortitude Jewel is going to ensure, damn, I got cheesed out on something, I got one-shot by something, well, now I'm going to come back stronger than ever, okay? That's the whole point of the Fortitude Jewel here, because like I said, this fight is a heavy time investment. You're going to be spending a bit of time hunting this monster, particularly if you want to craft the entire armor set that he gives you. You are going to need to get 7 tickets. That's 5 tickets for the armor set and 2 tickets for the layered armor set. So keep that in mind. So Fortitude Jewel is in there for that reason. Drachen Male Alpha, once again, Physique Jewel. You can put a Dragon Jewel if you want to. Drachen Van Braces, we're going to put 2 Tenderizer Jewels because we're going to want to have maximum weakness exploit. We're actually going to have 100% crit on weak spots with this particular build. And his wings count as weak spots, and you can focus a lot of time on the wings. You can focus on the head and tail as well if you want to. Personally, I went for the wings because they are the safest bet. They are the most consistent source of damage that you can get without putting in that much effort. Okay, so we got 2 Tenderizer Jewels in there. Drachen Coil Alpha for another Physique Jewel. Again, you can put a Dragon damage Jewel and then replace Worm's Bane Charm, Constitution Charm. Drachen Greaves Alpha, gonna get another Tenderizer Jewel in there, maxing out Weakness Exploit. And then you look at the final build. You got Critical Eye level 6. You guys might think, oh, we could put one more and get level 7. You don't need it, because Critical Eye level 6 together with the amount of affinity we already have from the weapon is going to put you at 50%. You then put in the increased 50% from the Tenderizer Jewels, and you're going to have 100%. Constitution level 4. What is Constitution really doing for us, you guys might be wondering? Constitution is going to allow us to stay in the air for longer periods of time. You're not really going to be limited by your stamina when you have to go on the air. Not to mention that you can make do with less stamina. So if you have to run and then jump and then whatever, you're going to be just fine. You're going to be able to do whatever the hell you want while in the air. You're really never going to be limited by your stamina. That's the whole point, to keep you as safe as possible. Also remember that you can use the little pole vault thing with the Insect Glaive to dodge the horizontal beam laser that he does. So that is a pretty useful thing to do. Then we got level 3 attack boost. It just comes with the gear. I'm not really looking for attack boost because most of our damage is going to be elemental. Level 3 dragon attack from the Worm's Bane Charm. We got level 3 critical boost because we're going to be critting a whole lot while we're doing this build. Weakness Exploit level 3, Power Prolonger level 1 comes with the set. Airborne level 1, also very important skill because most of our damage is going to be done while we're in the air. And Fortify level 1 because, like I said, it is a time investment, and therefore if you die, you don't want to waste your time. It's going to increase the damage. You're going to be doing things faster. Now, I told you guys we're using this set because we really want to get the set bonuses out of it, because that is going to be a large chunk of our damage and also a large chunk of maintenance that we're not going to have to do on our weapons. So Soul Dragoon comes with Elemental Airborne and Master's Touch. Now, Elemental Airborne increases elemental damage for jumping attacks, so that's pretty much most of the attacks that you're doing while you are airborne. Now, the way that you're doing these attacks, by the way, is you can only jump 5 times. So you can basically do your little circle attack while in the air 5 times. On attempt number 5, you're going to fall to the ground. So the way that you want to do, the most optimal way, is you do 4 attacks with circle, and then before you fall down, you finish it with a triangle attack, because it's going to deal more damage, okay? That's the way that you always want to try and do it, unless doing the triangle attack is going to put you in a situation where you're going to take a hit. Then you got Soul of the Dragoon, prevents your weapon from losing sharpness during critical hits. What that means is basically whenever you crit, you don't lose sharpness. Basically, in the attempt that I did, I think I only sharpened once, and it's because I died. But yeah, that's pretty much the build. That is what we are working with here, and in my opinion, it is one of the best ways of dealing with this bad boy. Now, like I said, I don't really care for this fight. I think that this fight is pretty boring, so therefore, I just kind of, when I go into a Xeno'Jiiva fight, I just kind of want to get it over with, because it's not particularly entertaining for me. I don't find it fun to just run after a monster so that I can hit its toes. Like I said, the very first time I talked about Xeno'Jiiva, it reminds me of the Madir fight in Dark Souls 3, which is also a fight I didn't care for, because I spent more time running after the dragon than actually attacking the dragon. And I don't find that to be particularly entertaining. Now, in the best attempt that I've done so far, which is the one that you're watching, I finished the fight in 15 minutes and 26 seconds. That's not too bad for a Xeno'Jiiva kill, I want to say, but ultimately it's not that optimal either, so you can either take it or leave it. In the event that you guys want to actually use a different weapon, you're like, dude, I just don't like the glaive, whatever. I've seen people have really good success with heavy bowgun and piercing rounds, so piercing heavy bowgun type of build. I don't really play heavy bowgun, so I don't really do that, but I've seen that works out pretty well. So if you're good with a heavy bowgun, you might want to try that. If you're using any other weapon, if there is one tip that I can give you, is get the Clear Mind Charm. Clear Mind Charm is going to give you a skill that is called Heat Guard. And what Heat Guard does for you is it prevents you from taking damage from any fire that is on the floor. And I know you guys are like, dude, come on, tick damage from fire? Who gives a damn? Try fighting this monster, then tell me the same thing. The tick damage that you get from fire in this monster is probably one of the most menacing things about him. He deals a ton of damage from that fire in the ground, but not just that. It also means that you have to navigate around that fire if you want to try to avoid that damage, or you have to go through the fire and then you have to roll a bunch of times in order to negate the fire effect. So in my opinion, what you want to do is you want to get Heat Guard, then you can stand in the fire all you want. You're not going to take any damage, you're not going to catch fire, and you're going to be A-okay. So you're not going to be limited by the boss forcing its positioning on you. You can force the positioning on the boss. Now, on this particular build, the mantles that I'm using is Rock Steady and Temporal Mantle, so that I can basically stay in the air for as long as possible without him roaring me out of the sky. I pretty much pop Rock Steady Mantle right at the start of the fight, as you guys probably saw, and then we pop Temporal Mantle whenever he enrages next. Before you pop the mantles, though, I mean, at the start of the fight, I'll pop Rock Steady no matter what, because he roars a bunch at the start. But before you use your mantles after the start of the fight, I would always try to gather the 3 buffs so that you can basically get the maximum value for your mantle. Now, in terms of a Kinsect, you guys might be thinking, okay, I'm going to take my Blast Kinsect. That's fine. Personally, I'm using the Carnage Beetle because this boss is 3 times weak to poison, even though I don't think I poisoned him all that much. I didn't really pay that much attention to the puffs of poison on the mob. I was just focusing on dealing damage. But if you do manage to poison him, you're going to get a big value return on that. So that's why I use the Carnage Beetle. So I'm going to be putting out dragon damage, but I'm also getting a couple of poison ticks here and there if I'm able to pull them off. However, the Carnage Beetle is a pretty slow Kinsect, so you might have more success with faster Kinsects like the usual one. I forget his name. You know, the Blast Super Speedy Kinsect. He's like the best one for this. I don't tend to use Insect Glaive all that much, as you guys can probably tell. But ultimately, this is what I would do to tackle Xeno'Jiiva. Also, guys, we're going to be getting the winter event on the 30th of November. I'll probably do a video talking about this whenever I figure out more information. But for now, that's pretty much it. I'm sorry if I seem a little bit down, but it's just like I'm a little bit burned out on all of the Arch Tempered stuff. Like, sure, I like challenge as much as the next guy, but I don't want the game to just be Arch Tempered after Arch Tempered after Arch Tempered. Like, I want new tiers of armor. I want my dude to actually get stronger. I don't want to keep like, oh, let's try to scrape together something that works. Like the Frankenstein build that I did last night to deal with this monster with a charge blade was insane. It was just like, okay, we're going to get a little bit of dragon resistance. We're going to get tremor resistance. We're going to get, because he does a lot of tremors if you're playing on the ground, by the way. We're going to get that Heat Guard Charm, which immediately pretty much chops our build in half because we can't use a proper charm. And we need to get Focus because it's Charge Blade. We need to get Artillery because it's Charge Blade. We need to get Magazine Jewel because it's Charge. And I was like focusing so much on combining all of these skills that the Frankenstein monster that I built, I was just like, Jesus Christ. Now I have to go and kill this monster. I think it took me almost the full duration of the fight to kill him the first time. And I was just like, that's insane, dude. So I'm happy that I was able to cut it down to half, but it still feels way too slow. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think about it. Hopefully this build helps you guys out in dispatching this foe. Let me know what you guys think about it. Comment section below. If you guys enjoy my videos, remember, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon so that you're actually notified, and hit the like button if you did enjoy it. If you did not enjoy it, hit the dislike button, and let me know how you guys are doing with Arch Tempered Xeno'Jiiva. Do you guys like him? Do you guys not like him? Because I kind of dig some of the other Arch Tempereds, but this one I'm just like, meh, whatever. Anyway, see you guys on the next one. Peace out.